Picture this. You walk into an Apple store and the new iPhone is sitting there with a $2,300 price tag. Sounds insane, right? But that's exactly what trade tariffs can do to your wallet. Hey guys, I'm Daniel. Welcome back to the channel. We all love our iPhones, but imagine your next upgrade. That shiny new model everyone's waiting for, costing not just $1,000, but more than $2,000. Wild, right? That's how trade policies, the stuff you usually hear about on the news, ripple down and hit your everyday budget. Today, we're breaking down how tariffs quietly make the tech you rely on way more expensive. So why is this happening? Let's keep it simple. A tariff is basically a tax. It's a fee the government puts on imported goods. The idea is to protect local industries. But here's the thing. Tariffs work like a cost multiplier. Companies pay more to bring products in, and then they pass that cost straight to you. If Adam Smith, the father of modern economics, were here today, he'd probably say, nope, bad idea.
We must tear down tariff walls and build bridges of trade, for this will lead to economic prosperity and global peace.
And sure, Abraham Lincoln supported tariffs back in his time, but the economy of the 1800s is nothing like today's global tech market.
We must defend our industries, for the strength of a nation lies in the ability of its people to produce and to innovate.
Right now, U.S. trade policy is more complicated than ever. Economists even call it Trump 2.0 tariffs. Here's the deal. Some raw materials, like semiconductors, might escape, but finished products, the stuff you actually buy, your iPhone, your laptop, your smart fridge, they're on the list. Tariffs on imports from China, Japan, and South Korea, the core of electronics manufacturing, can hit 25% or even higher. And those costs don't just vanish. They trickle all the way down to the price tag you see in the store. Now let's look at Apple. They're the perfect example. Back in 2018, Apple sent a letter to the US government. They warned tariffs on China would drive up prices on Apple products, from iPhones to Apple Watches. They explained it clearly. Tariffs raise Apple's US costs, mess with their resources, and hurt their ability to compete. And most of the burden falls on US consumers, not China. Apple even said it was sad to see tariffs hurting the economy and asked the government to back off. Here's where it gets real. Apple's supply chain is complicated and heavily tied to China. So when tariffs hit, Apple pays the tax. But let's be honest, companies don't just absorb those costs, they pass them on to you. If a 43% tariff lands on iPhones, some forecasts suggest the latest Pro models could rise by about $50 in the short term. But here's the kicker. In worst-case scenarios, a top-tier iPhone could end up with a jaw-dropping $2,300 price tag, and even the so-called budget iPhones wouldn't be spared. Those might climb by an extra $200 or $300. And it's not just iPhones. Think laptops, tablets, smart home devices. When tariffs kick in, all of it gets more expensive. So what does this mean going forward? First, higher prices. You won't see a line that says tariff tax on your receipt, but you'll feel it when you check out. Second, Apple is adapting. They're shifting some production to India, but building factories takes years and billions of dollars. Here's another twist. Based on the latest reports, India is also facing new tariffs from the United States that could make things even tougher for companies like Apple, especially those trying to shift their supply chains. Experts like Ming-Chi Kuo warn that moving iPhone assembly completely out of Asia and bringing it into the United States would be insanely expensive, far more costly than just paying the tariffs. Bottom line, consumers get stuck with the bill. Inflation in electronics goes up, and from phones to laptops to smart devices, your wallet takes the hit. At the end of the day, tariffs aren't just politics. They're another reason your everyday costs keep climbing. Just like gas prices or groceries, tariffs sneak into your life and drain your budget. Knowing how this works helps you stay smarter about your money. So what do you think? Do tariffs protect American jobs, or are they just another hidden tax on consumers?